The Mysore Pak, one of my favorite sweets from the south. It's something I eat all the time here in Delhi too. There's a reason for it. It's a very simple dessert of sugar, gram flour and of course loads of ghee. And it's one of my favorites, yet in the midst of a controversy. And I'm not talking about its origins because I know that's a heated debate which I'm not going to enter into. But the controversy surrounding this dessert is over its name. What I started off with, Mysore Pak. I'm sure you'd have guessed by now what this is about. It's about the fact that it's called Pak. Many assuming that's actually short for Pakistan. And that's why it's got the name Mysore Pak, which has no connect, I know. So I thought I'll kind of explain to you exactly what the name actually means. And no, sorry to burst your bubble, it has nothing to do with Pakistan. So I'm sure you've figured Mysore comes of course from its place of origin, Mysuru now, Mysore, and so that part figured. What does Pak mean? So Pak in Kannada, essentially it's short for a Kannada word called Pakka, which means cooking, baking, frying, any of it. It also is a sugary syrup, so sugar mixed with water, that is referred to as Pakka, and so short for that is Pak. Mysore Pak, Mysore sweet, if I were to literally translate that for you. So again, it's got nothing to do with Pakistan, it's not short for Pakistan, it just means sweet and of course a humble and yet proud Indian dessert that's stayed for generations together in our country's culture and tradition. So let me take you back in time and talk about the origins of Mysore Pak, of this dessert. Well, it came into being under Krishnaraja Wodeyar, the fourth of the Mysore dynasty, of the Wodeyar dynasty. He ruled essentially the Mysore kingdom between 1902 to 1940. He was a visionary. So much so that Bangalore became the first city in Asia to get electricity under his rule. He was also a big foodie. So in his palace, the Ambavilas palace, very often they keep coming up with different dishes. And the most renowned cook in this palace was Kakasura Madhapa. So Madhapa would constantly innovate different dishes to suit the king, to essentially ensure that the king was happy. So one dessert that he came up with during one of his experimental phases is the humble Mysore Pak, where he essentially combined gram flour, sugar and ghee. And so voila, you had Mysore Pak. The king loved it and so immediately asked, what should we name this sweet? So Madhapa said, it's up to the king. I can't name it. I have no name. It's something I came up with in the kitchen. And so you had Krishnaraja Wodeyar coming up with the name Mysore Pak. Very fitting considering it comes from Mysore. So he wanted to honor his area. He wanted to honor his city. And so Mysore Pak, which is sweet. And that's where the name came from. And from one palace back in that generation to now, Mysore Pak continuing to rule hearts across. So interestingly, you can actually get the OG Mysore Pak because Madhapa's family still runs a sweet shop which is known for its Mysore Pak in Mysuru. So for that, you'll have to make a trip to Mysuru in Karnataka. You can call it whatever you want, Mysore Pak, Mysore Shri, though there's no reason to get offended with the original name considering I've explained to you the origins. What you can't take away from the sweet, however, is the legacy, the rich Indian legacy behind this dessert.